Hi, Misha here, and it's Friday, so why not? Let's do another black box. It's been a couple of weeks. I've been pretty busy, pretty active. Talk about a few things going on. So I'm just walking outside. It's actually a very pleasant day. In fact, today's one of the nicest days we've had. It actually feels more or less like fall. High. Low to mid 70s, and it's supposed to cool down into the low 50s, upper 40s tonight. Good time to have the windows open, let some fresh air in. When you have a house full of cats, even if you change the litter box daily, which we do, and we have 4 or 5 litter boxes, it's sometimes nice to get that fresh air in the spring and fall as best you can. I guess that runs into the first thing to update. As you know, if you follow the last couple of black boxes, the new cat, Odie, he is doing fine. In fact, he's about ready to go to the vets to get his gonads chopped off. They were saying October, and he's certainly big enough now. We weighed him. He's right at 5 pounds. When we got him, he was a little under 3, so he's porking up. That little kitten is very food crazy. Cat food, sure. Cat treats, definitely. Human food, yeah, he loves human food. In fact, he's fallen into the trash can a few times trying to get it. Also, last week he was on top of a box trying to get food, and he knocked the box over and fell underneath it. He was kind of mushed, but he was okay. But he was so scared he pooped himself a little bit. But he was right back at begging for food. Thought maybe that might teach him, but nope, he still scales things trying to get food. This morning he was actually trying to drink my coffee. Kitten time. But no, all's well on the cat front. What else? Anyone who follows the main Mishaco channel, the last couple of videos, I introduced you to my cousin there, and he'll probably be appearing in, every second or third video coming up. Give him his perspective and shot. It cuts some time for me, and it takes a little pressure off me. Plus, it gives a different perspective. I'm technically Generation X, and he's Generation Millennial, so, and he's a little more energetic about it. After all, I've been doing this for over a decade, and while I can't say I'm worn out and tired of doing it, I am more tired in 2022 than I was in, say, 2011 when we started. So you know how that goes. So having someone with more energy, I'm fine with that. We're actually working on our next kind of project video on the POF MP5s. I've mentioned those many times on the main channel, even on this one. But he bought both versions, the POF 5, POF 5K, and so you'll get his perspective. In fact, he was even talking about maybe doing some endurance or torture testing. So, hey, his guns, do what you want. Probably better to do it on a Pakistani or Turkish gun versus a German HK. So, again, he's young and into that. Why not? So that's kind of what's going on over there. In fact, even though I'm not going to go this weekend, I have other things I need to do. J-Ro is actually going to travel down, and they're going to do some range time, and he's got some other stuff he needs him to do for him anyway. So, yeah, they should get some good footage recorded this coming weekend. I'm going to stay here, take care of some stuff with the wife. She had all of last week off. She had some PTO she needed to use by October, so she used a week of it. And Monday was our wedding anniversary, so did that. And now she's back to work, went back on Tuesday. Doing that thing. Went down, saw some family a couple of weeks ago. I guess it was a week after I did the last Blackbox. Doing family stuff. I was really tired during that trip, though. I've regained some energy this week, but this was, the previous week I was just tired. But such is life. Sorry, someone across the street's honking. You can probably hear it. But what else? I've been doing the Star Wars, mainly the Black Series videos on here. Hope I'm not boring you guys too much, but with the end of Eagle Moss, I just kind of felt like it. If I try to do any Star Trek videos, it kind of depresses me because I think I'm not going to get any more, or if something breaks, I won't be able to replace it. Now, I do think long term another company will pick it up, but licenses take a long time to work out. Their lawyers, Paramount's lawyers, it could be 2, 3, even 5 years before we see a resumption. And that's if all goes well. There's no guarantee it will. Or if it does, it'll be of the same quality. It could be something else, better or worse. And it probably won't be cheaper, because nothing is. That's just the way of the world. So yeah, I just not really want to think about Star Trek for a bit. Ironically, last year I didn't really want to think about Star Wars because a big order came in right when my father died, and that gave me kind of bad connotations. I guess that's how my mind works. I kind of connect things together like that. But don't know. Wish there was some other things. I've put a couple of gun videos up on this channel, as you've noticed, but most of the gun stuff goes to the main channel. And I really haven't had the energy to do any kind of political videos. The political situation has gone past good-natured rivalry or whatever. Things have gotten far too serious. And I am not one of those people that can see things black or white. To me, it's all shades of gray. I don't really think any one person is perfectly good or perfectly bad. And that doesn't play very well on a lot of modern social media. You're supposed to 100% support this team or that team and completely criticize the opponent's team for every minor misstep they make. Meanwhile, you completely ignore or rug sweep or dismiss any faux pas your team does. And I can't do that. I've never, for example, been a straight ticket voter. I've always voted Republican and for some Democrats. I'm talking local, state elections and all that stuff. So I just don't feel like arguing. I like debating, but when it's good-natured. I don't like arguing when it ends up with vitriol and when emotions get involved. Because the truth is, I find a lot of this stuff intellectually interesting, but emotionally, I'm not that attached. Because for a lot of issues, I don't have any it doesn't impact me directly. Or, even if it does, I have no way to directly impact or change things. So I've always tried to have an attitude, if I can do something, if I can change something, I'll focus on it. I'll put energy and time into it. But if it's something I have a 0% chance of changing, why worry? Why turn yourself gray earlier than you need to? Why stress? Why waste time? It's spinning your wheels in my mind. Being informed, sure, I'm not saying don't be. I'm saying just be informed and then don't worry about it, because it is what it is. Keep up to date, but if you can't change it, why stress? Because I know a lot of people that have been giving themselves ulcers over this stuff. And I don't want to say it's silly stuff. Some of it's deadly serious. But if they can't change it, what good are you doing? You're just ruining your own day, and when your day is ruined, you might ruin the days of your friends and family, loved ones around you. And that's, in my opinion, what we can do on a day-to-day basis. We might not be able to affect what goes on in Washington, D.C., or even our state capital, but we can affect how we treat those directly around us and how we make their days. So that to me seems, more relevant. Plus, I'm not trying to get on the internet and win some kind of Pyrrhic victory on an argument on Facebook or Twitter, Twatter, any of that stuff. So it just doesn't matter to me. By the way, the people across the street are being very loud. Sorry. Okay, it's the personal channel. But that's kind of what's going on here. How's everyone else been? Really am hoping for good fall weather. Enjoy it. Unfortunately, here it tends to go from blazing hot summer to, well, rainy. I'm not necessarily cold. Things are still on plan to do the cabin. As with any construction stuff, it takes longer than you'd hope, but I'll stick with it. Yeah. Don't know. I was going to say sales have been slow, but then tonight, like half a dozen things moved, so I don't know. That's how it goes, though. And August, even into September, tends to be slow. About the time it starts cooling off, things get better. And depending on how the midterms go in just over a month, there might be some sales pick up, but there might not be. I think to some extent there has been a case of kind of the boy who cried wolf. Good examples, the last Blackbox I talked about the arm brace thing. That's kind of not really done much, but then court rulings have kind of challenged the whole ghost gun ban and other things. I don't know. Just doesn't really feel like there's a bunch of inertia to make change. There always is right after a shooting, but people's attention spans are very short, a couple of weeks, and then they're on to something else. And the attention spans have already rolled on. Yeah. Oh well. Again, can't change it one way or the other. Vote, do your best. The only thing I'll say there is when it comes to voting, look at a senator's or congressman's actual record, what they have voted for, what they've voted against, bills they've sponsored, bills they come out against. Don't listen to their words. One thing I was raised ever since I was very little, you can't trust a politician's word. That was just a thing. All of them, they intentionally tell you what you want to hear because they're kind of in that PR. It's like a salesman, a used car salesman. They're going to tell you what you want to hear about that car. It's kind of up to you to look under the hood. Well, when it comes to elections, you need to look under the hood of any politician and see what's really there. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for because I don't know either. I'm just as an idiot as anyone else when it comes to this stuff, frankly. I just don't like the vitriol, and I don't like how a person's family is drugged into it more and more these days. I just don't. I don't like that. I want some civility and sportsmanship in politics, and I know that's a pipe dream these days. We're past those days. And while it's kind of looking back with rose-tinted glasses to some extent, politics were always dirty. I don't know. It just seems like there was more things off limits back in the day. I was talking with J-Ro today, and it was about, when someone's doing a live speech, which all politicians do and have done since the dawn of politics, you make gaffes, be it Trump, Biden, anyone. In the past, typically the news would either not cover it or just kind of lightly cover it, and it was kind of left up to comedians like Saturday Night Live or the Tonight Show to kind of poke fun at that. And it was all done in good fun for the most part. But now it's become serious news, as if they intentionally misspoke or intentionally flubbed a word or a line, and this must mean that they're incompetent or on drugs or whatever they throw at Trump or Biden or whoever. No, they're a human being who's on live TV or whatever, and they misspoke. They got tongue-tied. Happens to me all the damn time, and I'm a nobody. So I don't blame Trump for, say, bungling Truth Social, and I'll necessarily blame Biden when he gets something mixed up. To be fair, they're both old men. We should be so lucky to be in our late 70s like Trump or early 80s like Biden and be able to walk, much less work full-time jobs. Have you met old people? Most of them at that age are in nursing homes. Now, I think that says something more about our politics than anything else. I actually think it wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, I'm in favor of term limits for congressmen. Also kind of in favor of like a maximum age that'll let you run for re-election or election. Maybe we shouldn't be electing octogenarians into office. Just a thought. But, oh well. What else? Yeah. Yeah, cats are doing well. Wife's doing well. Family's doing well. All things considered. Got a few new guns in. Looking forward to working with them. In fact, I was just recording part of a video for a new old gun tonight. Probably go up on the main channel soon. Still got plenty more Star Wars figures to show you, and ships. I've been starting this bounty hunter thing. I don't know if I'll have the first episode up by the time this goes up. I guess probably not. But I thought it'd be fun to cover the first 6 bounty hunters from Empire Strikes Back. But not just the figures, but also the ships they flew. So, Boba Fett, Slave One. Screw you, Disney. It's always going to be Slave One. That's just what it is. Bosk, one of my favorites, and Houndstooth, etc., etc. And then after we do those, maybe talk about some of the newer bounty hunters introduced, like Cad Bane. Yeah, I don't know. I have fun. It relaxes me. It makes me happy. And a lot of these figures or ships, I didn't know what they looked like before. Some of them, like Bosk, I had as a kid, or like Boba Fett, I didn't have, but maybe a friend had. Of course, Slave One, I knew what that looked like, but I had no idea what the Houndstooth looked like until I bought the titanium model years ago. Reminds me of a shoebox turned on its side with wings, but hey, that's me. So I've been having fun with that. Hope you are too. There are some new models from Hobby Master. Maybe I'll pick them up, but the truth is, they're just repaints of existing models. If there was actually something new, I'd grab it in a heartbeat. But with prices being over $100 for a Hobby Master or nearly $100 for a Corgi, that's so difficult. It just takes the fun out. When I got into it, Corgis were $40-50. Hobby Masters were $60 for the smaller ones, $70, $80 for the big ones, maybe $100 for the really nice ones like the Tomcats or whatever. But it's hard for me to pay $100 for a small Hobby Master or $150 for a Tomcat, as much as I like them. Plus, I already own them, and you know, they're just minor variants. But if they come out with a new mold, a new tooling, or a major new variant, I'll still do it, of course. But I'm also running out of room for the planes. They take up a lot of space. And, you know, things like figures, you can put in cases and put in a box. You can't really do that with a model plane, unfortunately. They have to be on the shelf somewhere. So I'm just out of room, as it were. The same kind of goes with the Eagle Moss stuff. So, and at some point, it gets too big to maintain. I mean, could I build more shelves or clear more space? I could, but I don't know. I feel responsible for the stuff I own. I like to dust it, maintain it, and it gets too big. It's the same thing with the gun collection for me. I know people that have thousands of them. I probably never will have that many because I just won't feel like I can really enjoy that many. You know, personal taste. I like collecting, but more than just straight up collecting, I like enjoying what I collect. That's why I shoot my guns. That's why I take my stuff out, models, toys, whatever. Play with them, and make videos, pose them, whatever. Change the weapons configuration on planes. Yeah, that's just me. I like enjoying stuff, because to me that's the point of owning. Otherwise, why? But, you know, different strokes. But I'll try to think of some new videos for this channel. It might be a little slow for the next couple of weeks, just because I need to recharge and record some new stuff, and I've got a few things I need to do and things that might be keeping me busy. But for the Mishaco channel, I do have some new guns to talk about, including a couple of pretty rare ones. I mean, not necessarily valuable, but certainly 80s rare. You'll see. They'll be up sometime soon. And with my cousin's help, yeah, they should do some, you know, grab some more of an audience. I'm also thinking about, if it's logistically possible, maybe trying to do a live stream eventually. For most people, it's not that big of a deal. For someone who can't see, who's blind, I can't do it alone. And so I would need someone definitely here to both monitor chat and just, you know, check on the levels of everything. We'll see. I do want to do stuff like that. I understand it's important, but people have to also understand I have my own limitations, and some stuff I can kind of learn, and other stuff I can't. Anyone else doing anything new? Any new models or guns or cats? Hopefully we won't be getting a new cat for years, because our cat hotel is at capacity. So if we get a new one, that means we've lost an older one. And yeah, I'm not down about that. Losing Oscar was hard enough. But again, we hadn't lost an animal in many years, so try to be thankful for what we have. Good luck and good fortune. But yeah, planning on enjoying a nice restful weekend, frankly. And getting back to work on Monday, because apparently some things sold. Of course, we went to the post office today, so they'll have to wait till Monday or Tuesday to go out, but that'll be all right. Oh, speaking of the post office, before I wrap up, I told you in the previous Blackbox that the 4 packages had gone missing. Well, that's finally over, but it's kind of not. 3 of them were found. 1 of them stayed missing, and then it was found about a month later. So all 4 were located. All 4 made it to where they needed to go. Now, the 4th one, I'd already sent out a replacement to the guy. So I'll need to contact his dealer, see if they want to keep it, just buy it off of me as a dealer to dealer, or mail it back to me, of course, at my expense. But I'm not going to bellyache about a $40 shipping when I was facing losing $12,000 in sales. So that's just how it goes. I did try doing a package intercept, but they actually wanted a total of $63 to do the intercept. It was like, $45 for the shipping plus an $18 intercept fee, which just seemed ludicrous. So I just thought I'd let it land at the dealers, and everything's above board. It'll all get worked out. So that was good. The only thing is, it really exemplified the status of the post office. As I mentioned, I was working with a postal inspector, and even the way he was treated by the hub down in Memphis was terrible. They ignored his calls. They wouldn't return his messages. Look, the postal inspector is high up. I mean, he's a marshal. He's up there with like ATF and Secret Service, a high-ranking federal law enforcement. Ignoring them, you would do at your own peril. He told me to file a complaint with the postmaster here, tell them that I might be taking my business elsewhere, and just to kind of put the word out. So I'm doing that right now. Memphis Hub especially, U.S. Post Office, you did a really shitty job and didn't ever even own up to it. Everyone makes mistakes, but it's what you do when you realize that kind of tells a lot about a character. And yeah, so, but at the end of the day, I can't get too upset, even though I should be. It was a lot of stress and worry, and I still am out a few dollars, even though it was nothing I did wrong. But such is life. Life is far from fair. So I don't expect life to be fair. I'm happy when it is. I'm happy even more when it's not fair, and I'm actually lucky, but it's where we're at. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you another Blackbox update for a minute. Well, had some cool weather, but I think I'm going to go grab a bite to eat and then finish up the video I was working on for the main channel, and then maybe try to do a video with a bounty hunter or something else for this channel. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, please do comment, and if you like, you might go over and check out the Patreon page. I've been trying to raise a little bit of awareness of that, and again, might try doing some live streams on the main channel in the next little while. We'll see. This is Misha. Catch you very soon next time.